it is about the story of Len Johnson, and as you watch it, I want you to think about that question. Where are we now in comparison to the story that you're about to see, which is the true story, which is all based on real life events. So can we give our cast another round of applause, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Let me tell you about the King Len Johnson. It was harder than you, me, him, her, them, Johnson. He was born in a place called Clayton, in England near Boston. Guy from Sierra Leone and his mom was Irish, she was born for his boxing. Crown champion, one of the best of his generation. But the British boxing board of controls rule 24 didn't take his speed under consideration. Government back, no hesitation. They stated to compete in a championship fight. Both your parents had to be white. He had about 135 fights, 93 wins, 36 KOs. Just a shame he wasn't white like Mayo. Just a shame he wasn't white like Yale, cause he would have been celebrated. So old type man like DJ Lamin, forget him, I'm educated. No, he wasn't just a warrior in the ring, he was one outside of it too. He fought for his people's rights and jobs like his father fought in the booths.
Spelled black wrong, mate.
I'm here to protest all lives matter. Black, white, brown, yellow.
Yellow.
You know, Oriental people or whatever it is you're supposed to say. All lives matter. You asked me if your sign's racist, not mine.
Hey, look, I never said it was racist. Guilty conscience. Come on, do one, you're only here to wind us up.
No, I'm going nowhere. You lot will have to deal with it, won't you?
Yeah, what if I want to deal with it by giving you a right up to the jaw?
Well, that'll make a good headline, won't it? Black Lives Matter club attacking us up like protester practically writes himself. Get off me!
This muppet!
I haven't done anything!
Okay, sign!
Yeah.
Got the right to protest, Daryl, just like us. And, I'm sure he's got a permit. You know, like we do.
Permit?
Yeah. Well, you do have one, don't you? It's just, we are expecting a council spot check. Oh, that's alright. You can join us. We're all in this together, right?
Nah, you're alright.
You believe that? Racist prick.
Yeah, where's punching him to get you?
It'll make me feel better.
There are many ways to fight, both in the ring and outside of it.
Do you know that's going to be chiselled on your gravestone? Do you know that?
Funny thing, it's how your mine and nicked it.
Who are you from?
Len Johnson.
Well, the basketballer.
That's Larry Johnson. Len Johnson, the boxer.
Never heard of him.
You're a boxer from Clayton who trains him offside and you don't know who Len Johnson is.
Well, who is it? Tell me then.
Len Johnson was a boxer, like you. From Clayton, like you. And like you, he had to learn there were
Many ways to win a fight, both in the ring and outside of it. Yeah, I get that bit. I do.
Len Johnson was born in 1902 to William and Margaret Johnson. His mother was Irish and his father was from Africa, Sierra Leone on the west coast. Now that might be a common thing now, but in 1902 it was rare and something that left him vulnerable to the racism and bigotry which was commonplace in the UK. Throughout his young life, Len often found himself on the receiving end, and one day, when he was at work in a factory when he was 19, he fought back. He was involved in a brawl with a factory worker who made a racist remark. His father decided to take him to a boxing gym so he could channel his frustration positively. And that was the start of Len Johnson's professional boxing career.
Come on now, big four, nice, yes!
His early record was strong, and by 1925, he'd earned a fight which should have made him the natural contender for the UK title. But there was a problem with that.
Alright. Just take a minute, you need a rest, you need some water, you need air, you need to save your strength for tomorrow.
What I need is a new trainer, one that's not so old and slow.
No, leave me alone, I'll knock you out if I have to. Just give me a minute, let me catch my breath.
What? I'm going to beat him tomorrow. I can feel it.
Aye, I'd put my money on you, but...
But what?
Well, what then? What happens after you beat Ted Kid Lewis, eh? He's a former champ. makes you natural challenger, but you can't fight for the title, so who's left to fight?
You know the bank down on Market Street? I was there yesterday. Do you know what I saw? I saw a black man behind the counter taking care of white people's money. That's progress, Will. It's 1925, times are changing.
Aye, but not fast enough. The fight's tomorrow, and they're not letting a Negro fight for the title. Half Negro. Whatever.
You're better than nigger lips and Sambo, right? That's all the world sees anyway. Come on. You got your breath back yet, old man?
Rule 24, according to the British Boxing Board of Control, stated that anyone who wanted to challenge for a championship belt must have been born to 2 white parents. So, whether Len beats Head Lewis or not, owing to the colour of his skin, according to the law, he wouldn't be allowed to challenge for the title.
And the winner by 9th round stoppage, Len Johnson!
Despite on merit being the natural contender, the law prevented him. So, Len left the UK in search of someone that would let him compete at that highest level and win the title he so desperately wanted.
You sleep any better last night?
How can I sleep in a country that has spiders that can kill you? Sharks, scorpions, snakes, lizards. Do you know what I saw yesterday? A kangaroo came up to my hotel room window like it wanted to fight me.
Aye, they're tough. Collins, he uses them to train.
Seriously?
Serious? Story is, he lines 5 of them up, never lets any of them hit him, just knocks them out one by one.
Really?
You think he's scared of spiders? He bathes in bathtubs full of spiders. He lays there at night thinking about knocking you out tomorrow just like he does them kangaroos, while you're here scared of spiders.
Oh, hey, I never said I was scared.
He's scared of him.
Hell no.
Sure, yeah.
Does he really train with kangaroos? You're a born fool, do you know that?
Yeah, got you riled up though, didn't it? Ooh, come on, would you say we call it a night, champ?
Oh, hey, say that again. I can get used to that.
I'm asking permission to go to a bar and get some food, champ. See, now I know you're not drinking, champ, but I sure am, champ.
Sounds good. Sounds better than good. Sounds great.
And the winner on points and the new British Empire middleweight champion, Len Johnson.
Sorry, say that again.
Oh my God, you as well. And the winner on points and the new British Empire middleweight champion, Len Johnson.
All right. Bear with me because this is where it gets a bit complicated. Even though Len was declared the British Empire middleweight champion, The Guardian, back in the UK the following day, said he'd been wrongly declared as such, owing to Rule 24 and to him not holding the currently vacant British title. The Australian, Hugh McIntosh, subsequently publishes his own article citing his disdain for conservative Britain's racist attitudes towards Johnson. He declared he'd manufacture his own belting system, which wouldn't adhere to Rule 24, and he renamed it the Commonwealth Middleweight Championship Belt. He declared no race or creed exempt so that Len could rightly remain a champion. Just not a British champion. He successfully defended his title on 2 occasions before succumbing to Jack Payne in the 3rd, and he's considered to be the first man of colour to ever hold a boxing title.
Dear Mr. Churchill, I know you and I seem far from each other both in our politics and our standing in life. You, politician, and I, boxer. You in the south and I in the north. You white and I black. Yet in truth you and me are not so different. We both have a beating heart and a love for our family and a true drive and desire to be all we can be. Now I'm sure your younger self would be proud to see the man you've become, as would mine. But presently I cannot aspire to be anything more than I am right now, whereas you can. Well, I know you have aspirations to one day lead our great nation, And I'm sure that one day you will achieve those ends. Because there's no written law or social restriction that prevents you from doing this. This is a privilege that you take for granted that I do not have. I implore you to reconsider the cruel and divisive Rule 24 imposed at your say-so by the National Sporting Club that prevents me from achieving my aspirations. Yes, I am black, but I am also British. I ask you, as a fellow Briton, to allow me to become all I can be. And I wish you luck becoming all that you can. Yours faithfully, Len Johnson.
You must remember this, a kiss is still a kiss, a sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply. Time goes by.
Come on in, son. Let's be having you.
And when
Come on! All right. Take a second. Take a breather. Well, maybe we should call it a night there, yeah? You all right? Look, Len, you've had a career that anybody would be proud of. And I'm proud to have trained you. Commonwealth champion, that's not nothing. You were the people's champ. Even the best of us can't beat Father Time.
It's a beautiful dream, wasn't it, Wilf?
Yeah.
Len fought a total of 135 times, winning 93 in a career which spanned 13 years. Now, just to put that into context, Muhammad Ali's career lasted 20 years and he fought 61 times. Floyd Mayweather's career lasted 19 years and he fought 51 times. Len's career lasted 13 years, so that's 7 less than Ali's and 6 less than Mayweather's. And he fought 135 times, winning 93. And to put it into even more context, up until 1971, you could still box for up to 20 2-minute rounds. Then it became 15, and now it's 12. No wonder he's knackered. His career statistics rival some of the greatest in the sport. But after retiring from boxing, which was all he'd ever known, Len had a question.
What the hell am I going to do now?
Vote for Len Johnson for the Communist Party of Great Britain. Vote for Len Johnson, sir. Vote for Len Johnson. Can you line up? Vote for Len Johnson. Thank you very much. Take one, pass one down. Vote for Len Johnson. Thank you very much. Vote for Len Johnson.
Thank you.
Pass them back. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, I don't remember this, but I remember being told about it. In 1904, when I was just 2 years old, my daddy had a boxing booth, and he would travel around from town to town, and people would pay their penny to watch him box. Now, he brought me in as a 2-year-old and introduced me as the youngest boxer in the world. He said he knew from that day that I'd be champion someday. But I was not allowed to be champion in my own country because of the colour of my skin.
Shame!
And my mother was brutally attacked in the street and scarred for life because she had the audacity to marry a black man. Now, too many times have we faced injustice because of the colour of our skin.
Yeah.
I would like here to publicly restate my solidarity with the Trenton Six. 6 men sentenced to death by an all-white jury with no shred of evidence against them, other than the testimony of other white men. Solidarity, brothers. We've not forgotten you. Now, I joined the Communist Party because under communism, all people are equal. no matter the colour of your skin, your religion, or your social standing. All people are equal. Change is coming. Now, we will break the cycle of oppression, but we cannot do that unless you have a voice. A vote for me, and you will have a voice, and your voice will be heard. Let me be your champion. Now, one of these days, you're going to bring me some good news.
It was close.
How close?
Close enough to suggest we should have another go next year.
Then we will.
I do have some good news though.
Oh yeah?
The NIS meeting about the Trenton Six. Paul Robson's coming.
Great. He'll bring us some publicity.
He already has. I've had the Guardian on the phone. They want to cover it.
Great. Now, we may save those boys yet.
Can't wait to meet him. Hell of an actor. Tales of Manhattan. Brilliant film.
I won't bring that up when you see him. Seriously, he hates that film.
What? He hates it? Rita Hayworth, hang on. How can he hate it? He was in it.
Yeah, but do you think it portrays the African American positively?
No, well that was kind of the point of the film.
Yeah, and that's the reason he hates it. Seriously. Don't bring it up when you see him.
Alright. Yeah, got your post as well. You mailman. Go on, don't leave me in suspense.
It's from Dick Turpin, thanking me for paving the way for his success. Britain's first black British boxing champion. Ain't that something?
Aye, what is he saying with check?
You know, my children and grandchildren will have the same struggles I did. Makes it all worth it. Times are changing.
It doesn't stop us worrying in the process, though, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Len fought his whole life. He fought in the ring, he fought for equality, he fought whatever injustices were brought to him. He became like this beacon of hope for everyone in the community he served. At a time when it felt like everyone was against them, they knew they could come to him and he would fight for them. But when a fight came that caught him off guard, one that hadn't been prearranged in a ring or scheduled in a diary, when a fight came that he didn't see coming, Len dealt a knockout blow which changed the nation. When Wilf and Len walked into the old Abbey Tap House in 1953, they had no idea that they would be setting off a course of events which would change the country forever. Or who knows? Maybe they did.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, I'm sure.
I mean, it just seems like it's a little bit maybe confrontational.
Look, I'm not going to punch you, Wilf. Is that why you think we're here? So you can hold her down while I use my jab?
No, but what is the goal here?
Right, I ask her for a drink, she says no, then the battle begins.
See, well, that's what I mean. That sounds like you're going to...
Come on. Getting in, my good lady, a pint of... Ale and a pint of lemonade, please.
Did you read the sign?
Sign?
The sign on the door you just walked through, it says no blacks. You're a black, you're not allowed.
It's 1953, for God's sake.
Well, sorry I didn't read the sign. I hope I haven't done anything to cause you offence.
Look, we used to let blacks in here, and then I had a load of trouble one night caused by a group of black fellas. So I decided I don't want any trouble, so I don't have any blacks. Now that's the rule, no blacks.
Okay, I understand and I sympathise, I really do. And if that's your rule, I'll leave immediately. But before I go, if I may just say one thing. A few years ago, there was a group of unsavouries wreaking havoc across Europe. I'm surprised you never heard of them. They were called Nazis. And they were trouble with a capital T. Now guess what race they were?
White.
Exactly. Now your rule states, if one person from a member of that race causes trouble, then everyone's banned. So what about everyone in this pub?
They're not Nazis.
And I am no trouble, I can assure you.
Look, I'm sorry. Rules are rules. No blacks allowed.
Rules are rules. Okay, I'll be on my way. Thank you for your time. You can see me again. I'll assure you of that. Will?
Oh, hang on. What happens now?
There are many ways to win a fight, Will. Both in the ring and outside of it.
After the incident at the Old Abbey, Len led a petition demanding that they overturn their colour bar policies. He used all the connections he'd made as a leading member of the black community. 3 days later, he returns with the petition and 200 people of all races, including the Lord Mayor and the Bishop, and he demanded that the Old Abbey overturn their divisive, racist, and frankly inhumane policies. Soon after, other establishments up and down the country began to follow suit, and the colour bar policies of the era were finally at an end. Oh, and the landlady in the Old Abbey, well, she had to give Len his lemonade.
135 fights, 93 wins in 13 years, that's mad.
I know.
When I do a sparring session, I can't get out of bed for a week. No champion boxer lived round the corner from me, and I never knew his name.
Champion boxer, political activist, attended the Pan-African Congress. Go on, give him a Google, you won't regret it. And remember...
There are many ways to win a fight, both in the ring and outside of it. Yeah, I get it. I do. Now come on, let's go to this protest.